If you're an entrepreneur or innovator, you've probably heard of venture capital, VC for short. But have you heard of venture building? Unlike venture capital, where capital is invested into a company, usually a startup or small business, venture building provides the necessary support for them to scale their businesses. Gbemi Akande, co-founder of Pacer Labs, shares his thoughts on this.
In venture building, when you talk about venture building, what you're really talking about is how to use the combination of people, processes, and tools to create value in a society or in a market. And what that really entails is, orchestrating the entire operations needed to create value, either through products and services or through other kinds of approaches to be able to deliver value in the hands of your customers or your clients. So venture building is that process of building all these things out and hopefully scaling an enterprise or an organization to a point where it's catering to the needs of a mass population. Venture capital, on the other hand, provides the capital, or in other words, the financial resources needed to make venture building happen. And what that really looks like could be from writing a check to support the growth of a venture or a venture builder, to also providing the insights needed on how best to utilize the capital provided. So venture building and venture capital are quite intertwined. They are related to each other quite closely, and they work hand in hand in creating an ecosystem for delivering value in the market.
Over the years, what we've been hearing more of is venture capital, and now we get to hear about venture building. Can you take us through how it works?
Venture building, the real core of how it works can be summarized by looking at venture building in 3 stages. The first stage of venture building, or the first stage in the life cycle of a venture, it's better to put it that way, is the early venture stage. The early venture stage is when the founder of the venture and the employees within that organization, in the tech world, we call it a startup, they are looking to get customers and get customers to pay for a product or a service. So that's the early venture stage. And then, when the company grows to a particular point, they get to the growth stage. The growth stage is really where the organization is looking to optimize the different processes involved in making that business or that enterprise scale beyond where it started from. So what that really looks like is helping, going deeper into what the profit margins look like, what does it cost to acquire one customer, and how can we bring that cost lower? How can we make the lifetime value of one single customer longer and more robust than what it is right now? So the growth stage, moving on from the early venture stage, the growth stage is a stage where optimization really happens, and growth is likely to happen at a bigger scale.
It appears venture building is quite beneficial to startups. And for someone who plays in the space, what skills are you looking to develop?
So the skills needed for founders building new ventures to be able to successfully build those ventures out and scale those ventures, it's a myriad of skills, I would call it, right? It's not just one single skill. The most important probably is an understanding of the market, which is your customers, and also an understanding of how to recruit and work with a team to deliver value into that market. So really, it becomes very quickly a soft skill in terms of managing the dynamics of a market, managing the challenges that the market would present to an early venture, and also managing the challenges that come with building an organization that involves people. Right, so that's one key skill. So the soft skill of leadership, of managing challenges, and of surmounting those challenges and roadblocks. Another skill that I would like to also recommend that founders develop is the skill of being able to manage the dynamics involved in mentorship. So many times the founder doesn't know it all. They need mentorship. They need insights from the market. They need insights from individuals that have gone ahead of them and have been through that journey. Being able to gather all that information and make decisions based on the information. Not every information is useful. Some informations are less useful than others, but being able to understand which information is most important and being able to make decisions quickly based on the information given. So yes, the soft skill involved in managing people and the market and dynamics involved in that, and also the ability to make decisions based on mentorship and information. This is aside from the other technical skills that are those basic foundational skills of building a product or a service. So I just want to highlight those two skills from our venture building perspective.
And now to the issue of funding, which almost every startup, has to grapple with. We understand that venture capital, to an extent, helps to provide funds for startups, young startups. But what do we need to do to better prepare them for funding opportunities?
So funding opportunities is always presenting itself to founders, right? So being prepared for funding opportunities, is quite important. It doesn't just stem from one single source of preparation or one single aspect. It's really a different, a mixture of different categories. So what I would say, first of all, is founders of new ventures need to understand what it takes to take funds from venture capitalists and the responsibility involved in that. Venture capital is an exchange of capital and equity for the most part of it. And what that means is that you're actually becoming co-owners with the people that are funding the business. So preparing for venture capital involves, understanding what it takes to manage the VC founder relationship. That's the first thing. And also being able to look inwards into your business to ask the question, why am I fundraising? Why am I raising capital? Am I raising capital to develop a new product, to expand into a new market, to hire people, to best optimize my current product, and so on and so forth? So understanding the reason for raising capital or fundraising really helps you to understand how best to manage the fundraising process and how best to prepare for it. So preparing for it will look everything like understanding what metrics you currently have in your business and how you can best tell a story around those metrics, how you can paint a picture of the vision you had when you started the business and the vision you have right now, and how you can best characterize the market in which you're playing in. So the story you tell about the market you're playing in is very important. It's a very important factor in being prepared for raising funding or raising capital. So these are the three things that I would say are kind of very cogent when you're preparing for fundraising as a startup founder.
And as a player in the space, what do you look out for when deciding on the startup to invest in?
So we at Pacer Ventures, we are early stage investors. So what we look at is not so much of the historical revenues. Some of the companies we invested in are very early revenue. So the real factor that helps us make a decision is the founding team. How much domain experience do they have? Have they been founders in the past? Do they bring some kind of expertise, some kind of secret sauce that is beyond what a typical traditional founder would normally have? That's the first thing. So the founding team is core. And the second thing is the market. We try to understand what does the market look like, how large is the market, and how competitive is this product or service in this given market. So some markets differ from each other, and that's one of the key characteristics and metrics we look at. So a combination of the founding team, the market, and of course, we need to build the layers around the product itself. What does the product look like? What makes this product unique and different from other products? And how can this product scale? What's the roadmap for this product? Will it become a stronger product as time goes on? Or will there be a very high likelihood of being taken out by a competitor? So these are some of the things that we look at when trying to make an investment decision.
Well, thank you so much, Gbemi, for sharing your thoughts with us.